Hello students, I am Dr. Jyoti Vaimankar from PSS RSN College of Arts and Science, Parmagudi, Goa. I am here to present a module for the program Bachelor of Science in the subject of Botany for 6th semester from the course BOD 105, Nursery and Gardening. It is taken from the unit Vegetative Propagation and the name of the module is Greenhouse and Mesh Chamber. In this module, you will study about greenhouse, its introduction, types and structural components, mesh chamber, introduction, control mechanism, precautions, advantages and disadvantages. At the end of this module, you will be able to describe the greenhouse, types and structural components of greenhouse, explain the mesh chamber, control mechanism, precautions, advantages and disadvantages of mesh chamber. Coming to the introduction, different types of plant propagation structures are used in nursery management. The structures which facilitate propagation of plants are called as propagation structure and they are required for propagating plants by seeds, cuttings and graftings. Frame structures such as greenhouse, mesh chamber, shade roof and shade house are some of important structures which can be used. A greenhouse is a frame infrastructure covered with a transparent material in which crops are grown under at least partially controlled environment. Various designs of greenhouse such as shade net house, plastic film greenhouse, glass house and natural greenhouses may be designed as per the need and resource availability. Coming to the types of greenhouses, greenhouses are constructed to meet the specific needs and accordingly there are different types of greenhouses such as based on shape, based on utility, based on construction and based on covering material. Now let us study about the greenhouse type based on shape. Lean-to type greenhouse, it is built against a building using the existing structure for one or more of its sides. Even span type greenhouse, the standard type and full size structure, the two roof slopes are of equal pitch and width. It is used for greenhouse of small size and it is constructed on level ground. It is attached to a house at one gable end. Uneven span type greenhouse, it is constructed on hilly terrain. The roof are of unequal width and make the structure adaptable to the slope of hill. Ridge and furrow type consist of two or more greenhouses connected to one another along the length of the eave. The eave serves as a furrow or gutter which carries rain and melted snow away. Saw-tooth type greenhouse, similar to ridge and furrow type greenhouses, there is provision for natural ventilation. So, therefore, specific natural ventilation flow path develops in a saw-tooth type greenhouse. Quonset greenhouse, the pipe arches or trusses are supported by pipe purling running around the length of the greenhouse. The covering material is used in such type of greenhouses is polythene. Next is greenhouse type based on utility. Artificial cooling and heating are more expensive and elaborate. Based on this, there are two types of greenhouses. The first one is greenhouse for active heating. During the night time, air temperature decreases. To avoid the cold bite to plants, some amount of heat has to be supplied. The second type is greenhouse for active cooling. It is necessary to reduce the temperature of greenhouse than the ambient temperature during the summer season. Therefore, suitable modifications are made in greenhouse and large volumes of cooled air is drawn into greenhouse. Next type is based on construction, wooden frame structure greenhouse. Greenhouses having span less than 6 meter, wooden frame structures are used. Here, side posts and columns are constructed of wood without using a truss. Timber which is locally available, which has good strength, durability and machinability can also be used. Pipe frame structure. Here pipes are used when the clear span is around 12 meter. Side posts, columns, cross ties and purlins are constructed using pipes. Next type of greenhouse is based on the covering material. Glass greenhouse has the advantage of having greater interior light intensity and has
higher air infiltration rate, lower interior humidity, and better disease prevention. Plastic film greenhouse. They are flexible plastic films including polythene, polyester, and polyvinyl chloride are used as covering material. Concept design is most suitable for using this type of covering material. Rigid panel greenhouse. Here, polyvinyl chloride rigid panels, fiberglass reinforced plastic, acrylic and polycarbonate rigid panels are used as the covering material in the concept type frames or ridge and furrow type frame. It is more resistant to breakage and the light intensity is uniform throughout the greenhouse compared to glass or plastic. Now let us study about the structural components of greenhouse construction. Rafters are the primary vertical supporter of greenhouse. It may be truss, curved or arch type depending on the greenhouse width. Purlins provide horizontal supports that run from rafter to rafter. Side posts and columns provide vertical support usually ranging in height point from 1 to 10 feet. Side walls provide cooling, insulation by proper ventilation. Framing material consists of aluminium, steel and wood framing material can be used. Aluminium is the most durable and economical. These framing materials are available in different shapes and thicknesses and they can be modified into rafters, side posts and other structural components. Framing material like wood is not used frequently because it deteriorates quickly in the mist facility of greenhouse. Covering material should be clear enough to provide optimum light transmission, long lasting and they should be inexpensive. Glass materials are good for best light transmission for greenhouse crop production, but these structural components are very costly. Fiberglass is more long lasting and does not need the substantial structural components. Double sheets of polythene film filled with air is one of the most popular non-rigid covering materials. The plants which are grown in greenhouse include gerbera, rose, chrysanthemum, carnations, anthurium, lilies, orchids and vegetables such as colored capsicum, cucumber, tomato, strawberry, etc. Now let us study about mist chamber. Mist chamber is the structure used in a nursery to propagate leafy, soft wood cuttings. Difficult to root plants and shrubs can also root successfully under mist. The ideal temperature range in mist chamber is 22 to 35 degrees centigrade. Relative humidity is maintained at high level 95% with the help of misters which spray water under high pressure. Size of mist ranges from 50 to 100 micrometer. Principle is to spray the cuttings with a minimum quantity of water to maintain the desired humidity level. High relative humidity facilitates better root initiation and cooling effect prevents the cutting from drying out. There are two types of misting. First one is called as continuous misting which involves applying the mist continuously during the light period and second one is intermittent misting which involves applying the mist at definite intervals during the light period. Now let us study the control mechanism of mist. Mist has 5 control mechanisms. First one is timer. 2 types of timers are used in a mist unit. One turns on in the morning and off at night and second operates during day hours to produce an intermittent mist, usually 60 seconds on and 90 seconds off. Next is electronic leaf. A plastic with 2 terminals is placed under the mist along with cuttings. The alternate drying and wetting of the terminal breaks off the current which in turn controls the solenoid valve. Thermostat controls the temperature. Screen balance consists of a stainless steel screen attached to a lever with mercury switch. When mist is on, water is controlled on the screen and when weight is more, it trips the mercury switch. Photoelectric cell based on the relationship between light intensity and transpiration rate. Precautions which has to be taken in mist chamber. There should be a regular supply of water. The pH of water should be in the range of 5.5 to 6.5. Avoid hard and alkaline water because it blocks the nozzles. Rooting media should have good aeration. Mist chamber should be free from growth of blue-green algae. Advantages of mist chamber includes it is possible to supply plant material throughout the year, which is not possible in open field cultivation. Reduces the rate of moisture loss from plants, thereby helping in survival of root cuttings as well as hardening of tissue cultured plants. Planting material remains devoid of any susceptibility to pathogen, insects and pest attacks. Disadvantages of mist chamber are hardening of rooted cutting is more difficult and requires careful attention. Under mist conditions, oxygen deficiency can create problem. Plants grown in mist chamber includes eucalyptus, casuarina, bamboos, etc. These are the references used for the preparation of this module. This is an online reference. Thank you.